The bighorn sheep diamond that you had. Let's head over to get that observation post while we're here. Mating call of a bighorn sheep. Yeah, it is a very good deal. What was I going to say? So, like, each, when you get a weapon, it will often have ammo that's designed for different classes of animal. So you kind of need to carry different types of ammo. So I've got three different kinds of bolt here for the crossbow. So this one here, the 300 gram, if you look down here, it tells you some information about it, but this is the important one. So that's recommended classes 1 to 2, which is basically like rabbit and foxes. This one is the most common one you'll use, which is the 420 gram, which is a class 2 to 7. So, surprisingly, this will take out most stuff. Anything from like boar to elk to bears and stuff. And then the big boy stuff, the 600 gram, class 7 to 9. This is when you're in like the big bears or the moose or bison, that kind of thing. But most of the time you'll run a 420. So yeah, it tells you how many you've got here, 40 arrows. You just drop that onto there. So if you want to change to 600 gram, you just drag it over and it puts it onto the bow. Same with the sights. The sights, you get different kinds of sights. Some are zoomable, some are fixed. You want Chinese now, but everywhere's closed. Yeah, good luck with that. Was it like 8 a.m. on 4th of July? What DLC is the crossbow in? I can't remember. You'll have to look through. And this M1 is unbelievably good. Like, such a good weapon, this M1. I reckon it's one of the best sounding rifles in the game. Leighton Lakes is the best for a beginner. So, listen to this. And then, of course, because it's an M1, when you use the last round, you get the ting. Such a good gun. The crossbow is weapons pack 1, apparently. Commander Orana, thank you for 64 months. Great video showing the PC build with the water cooler, and always happy 4th of July. Thank you very much, Commander Orana. And then this is something we picked up before, the shotty. Which I don't... The problem is I need loads of points to get any scope on this, so I'm literally looking down the iron sight barrel for this one. I like this movement weapon sway. There's some perks that you can get to reduce that. But I like this game the most when it starts raining. Like, I just... The ASMR when it rains in this game is amazing. Particularly if you sit in a tent. Or some of the hides that you can get. You can build hides and stuff. Fixed ones and temporary ones. And there's one where you like lie in a giant sleeping bag and pop out. I love that one. Yeah, it's a bit of a doom shotgun, isn't it? Quartz to 6, but because we're in a valley, it's really dark. See, that's very old. That's a warning call. So pay attention to the wind, which is this triangle here. Like, the wind is blowing that way. So I don't want to hunt in that direction. You always want to be like hunting at least 90 degrees away from your wind. And the poop tells you how old the track is. It could be grain, I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure what I put here. I think this guy just ran off. Yep, you've got spray to match your scent, you've got lures to bring things in. Again, though, a lot of sprays, and particularly lures, are hidden behind level lock. So, you can't lure things in until you're a much higher level. Like, for example, if you want to hunt coyotes, coyotes are really difficult. But once you get the jackrabbit caller, they just become easy. Something like... something very close. More than one here. Oh, the hedges. No, I'm stuck behind a... You stupid tree, move! There we go. Juzzy, thank you for 2 months. I like the way it died. He just went... its legs just splayed open. Ooh. That was a bit higher than I was thinking. I'm sure I was aiming here. The accuracy of the shot is not great, so I think I was aiming about here, and this thing spread. But we got pretty lucky in a way. We hit the spinal cord and just dropped it. It's only a bronze, though. Make nice slippers out of that. No, well, the recoil doesn't happen until after the round comes out. I think that was probably the accuracy spread. Don't see much going on. Have you set the range? No. I have not. Has it got a range setting on this thing? How do we set the range again? F on the keyboard if you have the perk. Yeah, it's set on something else, I think. Let's see what we've got. I think that one's activated. Windage. Ability to gauge lateral wind direction. Range setting is a skill. 1 second then. Stalker or ambusher. We don't have it in that. What do you mean you have it open? Is it 20 gauge less reliable than 12 for dropping deer? I don't know. I've not tested both. So what's the... I'm pretty certain I've got the range ability. It's under the rifle perk. I don't know. Zeroing perk is very nice. Perk rifle middle one is green. May have to activate it. Or this one. So it is a perk then. Zeroing, yeah. Oh, there you go. It was a perk. They are 50 meters. $10, $50 or $30. So, okay, is the zeroing going to work for this bow then? So if I set that on... If I set that on 50 meters, I just aim for the middle now. Because it's going to automatically adjust the zero on this scope.
Welcome back, Nutter.
Because it doesn't really give you like a... Apart from what's going on in the corner, it doesn't give you a visual clue on the actual scope itself. You don't hear him go... or anything like that. Spirit Mark, welcome back. Use the top dot on the zero on the crossbow, right? That might like a little bit easier on the crossbow. That wind has swung around. Very old. Orange squash with ice. Why do people want to know what you're drinking? Well, I've kind of woken up a bit, Baz. I'm kind of saving the coffee before I get pretty desperate. Yeah, but if I have a glass of something, it's not going to be coffee, is it? And I can't stand it when you go into, like, Costa and you ask for a latte and they give you a latte in a tall glass. Like, what is that about? I do not want a latte in a tall glass. I just want a latte in a normal cup. Like, just like a cappuccino. I want it made differently. I don't want it presented differently. Mule deer mating call. Had... I don't ask for latte. I don't ask for latte for two reasons. One, it's too milky. And two, they often give it you in a tall glass. Flat white's where it's at.
Welcome to the nut.
Randy Pet, welcome. Thank you for subbing, sir. Well, that's it. With the latte, it kind of dilutes the flavour of the coffee, whereas the flat white keeps it nice and strong. Not too much milk. And you don't want a load of... It's not like a Starbucks where they give you loads of hot milk. It just makes you feel sleepy if you do that. I think I just scared it away by walking a bit too quickly. When you wake up in the morning, you need a pot of coffee before your brain turns on. Blimey. Let's see if we can pick up the track of this thing again. I think I spooked it. I have a bean to cup machine. It's so good. Just use the steamer to make the milk. Or loadouts. I've got an M1, crossbow and a shotty. Very fresh. As long as it turns to the right, we'll be okay. Otherwise, it'll go downwind. Oh, no. It went left. Oh, that's a good one as well, that. It's unusual they're going on the road like that. Stop moving, you scumbag. That's it, come back this way. If it tracks back this way, we'll be good. Have a Sage Barista Express so I can enjoy flat white. Yeah, steaming milk's not that hard. Trying to draw pretty patterns with the milk, that takes a bit more skill. I'm still learning that. I was hoping it would come this way. Pick this up on sale, you like £5 off 30, so I got Trenton Wall and premium this for 27. Nice. I don't think it's coming. See, if they become too alert, then the law doesn't work anymore. Christian Spiel, thank you for 34 months. Depends how far it came this way and went back that way, I guess. See if we can spot its track. If it carried on trotting in that direction, I'll just abort. It could be heading back to the water to settle for the night, maybe. $240 tea bags from Amazon. Oh, you need to go large. 1,000 tea bags, 1,200, that's where it's at. Where on earth did the tracks for this thing disappear to? Bulk tea and make your own bags. I've never done that. Just heard it. The wind is blowing directly over there. I thought it crossed over the road. I think it might have gone up the hill though. I see no signs of it ever crossing the road. I think it's gone off that way. Yeah, the muzzle loader, the flintlock thing, I've not tried yet. Farmer Dance, thank you for 2 months. Oh, I'm missing my tent. If I had my tent, I could go to sleep. Oh, don't tell me you have to go. We have to go that way anyway. What a scumbag. Yeah, look, you can just about see the slope here. I wonder if you can get around that way, rather than run all the way back down there. Have 2 dogs. I don't think we're going to be able to climb that. No, the lamp doesn't do anything to animals. It's a special magic lamp. Dang it. Okay, so which way do we need to go? This way? Or this way? North side or south side? Does anybody know? I recall like you were hanging around a uranium mine the other day. Take the dark path. Sounds like you're talking to Harry Potter. Or Luke Skywalker. I don't have the Hey TV without using the tent, and I don't have the tent. Ouch. Do you know why you've been in this situation? Because the maps are rubbish. The maps don't show you, like, topology properly. See, like, look at these contour lines here. Look how steep they are. Look how close together the contour lines are. And then look at that. Like, this is a sheer cliff drop, almost. And there's one contour line here, and one here. Doesn't make any sense. Something wrong with the scale of those contour lines. This is how you get a sprankle in the long dark, running along a slope. Cool. Have a coffee later. Okay. No, the other maps are the same. They often show, like, you know, they don't show the contour lines properly. Well, I don't quite understand it really, because this appears to be some kind of just an image, whereas they've actually got all the 3D data in the game, so they can generate a proper map. They can generate like an overhead view that you could zoom in and out of and toggle contour lines on top of them, because they have all the 3D data. But instead they just choose to give you an image. Bet that was that mule deer from before. No point hunting it because it's downwind. The new simulator hub, welcome back. There we go. Now we're on the track. See, at night this game almost feels like a horror game. Thank you. Thanks for 4 months. Cool. Mr. Squirrel's bought me a coffee. Is that what do they call it? Battenberg cake? All the green screen's freaking out. The one with the 4 colours, like the pink and the yellow and stuff. Yeah, it is nice. The sky looks pretty good, though. How is it the game is as relaxing as it is? Because you're just out in the wild doing chill stuff. Shooting your M1. Actually, I don't know, Captain Flint. I have no idea how accurate the stars are. A turkey mating call at 7 PM at night. Okay. So the thinking is this woman has basically retreated back here. I believe. That's the current story. Oh, that's a bad joke for it. I got panned yesterday for my bad joke. It seems only fair that you should. I thought my joke yesterday was a good one.
What the hell has happened here? It looks like the bears have been using the shed as a latrine and a scratching post. I'm meant to be taking a potential investor to tour the reserve this week. She cannot see this. Baden's not here. There's no sign of her. And I still can't get through to the accountants. They've left the hospital and don't have their cell phones. Can you put the shed back together and tidy things up a bit? I hate to do this, but there's no way I'm gonna make it out there before the tour. It might be from a bear, but why would they come here? I don't see bears tearing that off. Thanks. It's probably still gonna smell pretty bad, but at least it's not covered in bear scat.
Ew.
Bears tend to stay away from humans, and we never kept anything that would attract them inside that shed. Are there any tracks nearby? The place looked fine when I was here last week. That's unexpected. The public don't tend to drive to the funicular, and if it was one of the staff, they'd use quad bikes. This looks like it was left by a car or a truck. I think someone has vandalized our property. It doesn't make a lot of sense, though. Why would anyone come all the way out here to do this?
Because the
Maybe
scumbags?
bored teenagers? I pulled some stupid pranks when I was young, but none involved ferrying around a bunch of bear scat. Given that this has happened to the shed, I'm a little worried about the railway itself. It's a unique tourist site, over 100 years old. It leads all the way up to Prosperity, the reserve's ghost town. It used to be home to the miners who came out here during the Silver Rush. I think it's a little creepy, but tourists like it. Would you check the track out, please? I would feel a lot better knowing it's okay.
Okay. If we're going to go to this track, might as well carry on and get the observation post. Because I'm thinking there must be a hut here somewhere. Maybe up here. Mr. Efric, don't want to rush you, but your next stream is in 3 hours. Time to get ready, I'd say. Lol. Interesting. Are you actually running on the metal rail? Listen. Imagine trying to run along that rail. Given that there's no cloud and the moon's coming up, it should be reasonably visible at night tonight. See, I'm thinking the gradient on this line is way too high. There is just no way. I mean, look at the gradients on that. That's got to be like 20%. I was going to say, if it's a cable pulling system, that's different. I don't see any signs of a gear pulley system, though. Yeah, at night you only see tracks with your lights on, bizarrely, though. This is Turkey country. Uh-oh. Looks like somebody's damaged the track, I think. Sabotage.
What's going on with the rail?
I'm not even sure how something like that would happen. It's not like they've nicked a piece. Like, that's... I don't know. I mean, to cut through a rail like that takes some doing. Inspect the track.
Torn up? As in removed? How did they even... It's just been ripped out of the ground. Gone. This would have taken a crew and equipment.
Yeah.
This isn't teenagers with too much time on their hands. This is the sabotage of one of our irreplaceable attractions. I need some pictures. I'm gonna send them to the police.
Imagine the force it would take to bend that rail. Chicken Lips, welcome back. And how do we take pictures again? How do we get... I've forgotten how we get into photography mode. It's been so long since... Is it P? That's how often I take pictures.
I'm on hold with the sheriff's office. Then I think I need to call my dad. Since it appears that someone is trying to sabotage the reserve, I need you... Hello? Yes, Sheriff Cole, please. I need you to head up to the ghost town and see if they've done any damage there. I'll check in later. Jerry, hey, thanks for picking up so fast.
Inspect the ghost town. I don't know why he's phoning his dad. That seemed a bit weird. It's almost like he went, what happened to these tracks? I'm going to phone my dad about you.
Got some cake?
I just had some, thank you, Referick. Some nice Battenberg cake. I mean, this is some serious... It would take you a long, long time to do this. You'd have to come here with some big angle grinders and just take out loads of chunks of track. His dad's the park ranger and he got sick from water in the lake, so his son's doing the job. So you're paying attention. Yeah, I was thinking that, Voss, but I was thinking exactly the same thing. Like, the distance between the sleepers, if you look, there should be, that sleeper there should be like here. But what they've actually done is just taken the track and moved it slightly. Instead of like taking a slice out of the gap there. I'm not being funny, but nobody would do this. You may as well just take the rails. Just cut in sections for like 100 meters. Just throw some explosives on it and just smash the track. That's exactly it for it. They just got a prefab piece of track and just lined them all up with a gap in. But why would you leave? Why would you put so many? The story just doesn't require it. It's bizarre. I keep hearing a noise. Kind of weird. Well, that's what we're saying, Echolos. It's like a, what do they call it, a funicular or something, which is some kind of cable-driven system. It is about hunting wild animals, but they also layer on history in the area and then some kind of storyline with missions that you can play through if you want to. Should we go and hunt a level 5 mountain lion at night? Seems legit. Yeah, but it's one predator hunting another predator. Thing is, we need to pick up some kind of a track. I don't think there is a law for the mountain lion, is there? There's no, like, injured animal sound we can make. Just run around the mountain naked at night shouting, "I love mountain lions." That's pretty much what the yoga instructor was doing, yeah. Scumbag's just gone out of range. In daytime, that would have been doable. And if it had come out in the open a little bit, we could have had it.
Welcome back.
Kossi Java, welcome back. Got it. Mountain lions are massive jerks. What did they do? Bronze? Oh, that was a good kill, though. Straight through the lungs. It's just a common female, 43 kilos. Yeah, we got it. Tracked it and got it. Yeah, the M1's recoil is insane in this game. It's overdone, I think. Now we do have... The problem is the wind. It's kind of over there and a bit downwind. Let's see if we can close in on a 90-degree angle. Getting better with your patience. You bagged a roe deer last night. There you go. But once you like disengage Rambo mode and realize you can't run around with a machine gun and you actually have to track things a bit, it gets easier. Yeah, you can use the portable blind. No, the game mechanics are such that the flashlight that you use, the animals don't detect it. I reckon it's probably here. Pay to win. What's pay to win? What do you mean pay to win? You pay for different maps and you pay for different weapons. All the ammo is bought with your in-game currency that you basically earn. Come on, game. Don't do this to me. I can hear it. No, I never bother with the night vision stuff. It's definitely here. Took a risk using the shotty. I was like, could have used the M1 and dropped it. I think it's lived a bit too long now. Yeah. That's annoying. It looked like I had fairly big antlers as well, so might have lost a high skill, high point trophy item by using the shotty. What class? I think I put the 420. No, hang on. What have we got on there? 20 gram, 20 grain. 20 DA slugs, which are good for 4 to 7. The thing is that that was a crossover one, I think. It could have been a high or a low 7. See, look at the antlers on that. Dang it. Well, it hit its lung. It was still a good shot, actually. It's a class 8. That's one. I think it was like, because it's 373 kilos, it jumped up a notch from a 7 to an 8. So it was basically, it killed it, but it didn't kill it quickly enough. improper ammo. I reckon that would have been a good scorer. At least a silver, probably a gold. What do you mean by 5 points elk? Time doesn't matter anymore as long as you use the right gun and ammo. Yeah. Oh well. Well, we tracked it and killed it. I mean, it's still a good kill. I just should have switched ammo. 5 points for each antler. This track just ends here. Need to find out how old these trucks are. Very old. Mountain lion. Used to be the animal needs to die within 8 seconds of the dime, which is the highest score. But now, as long as you get all the ticks in the box, it doesn't matter how long it takes to die. So you're no longer to... I mean, surely you still have to get the vital organs for a quick kill. I mean, you're basically saying you can get a diamond by, I don't know, shooting it in the liver and then it just dies over the next 20 minutes. But you can still get a diamond. You found tracking down a kill to be tough if you don't get the vitals. Especially at night. Oh my god. How on earth are you supposed to get up there? Look at that. Look how that is shown on the map. Explain to me how there's a contour line going right through this sheer drop cliff right here. And the next contour line is all the way over there. The next one is all the way over here, implying that this is a smooth gradient, when it quite clearly is not. It doesn't make any sense. Like, the map is literally lying. The only thing you have to go off is just the texturing on the JPEG. Oh, oh. Yeah, but Randy, I get what you're saying about the texturing, but the contour lines on maps are there for one specific reason. To show elevation and to show gradients. And they're not doing that. So therefore the ones that are there are lying and therefore irrelevant. If these are not accurate, which they're clearly not, because that line and that line and that line don't take into account any of this, what's going on here, then these are a lie. So I can't rely on them. Forget what the image is doing, the console lines aren't right. You know, at the very least, they should all suddenly close together here. There should be like 2 or 3 lines. I mean, I don't know what the elevation change is. It could be like 50 meters, 100 meters. It depends on the scale they've chosen. But there should be a bunch of lines here. $100 XP. Yeah, there is a hut. I knew there'd be a hut around here. We can go past this, get that hut, then head over here. It'd be nice to have a spawn point up here. I might change the time and sleep while we get to the hut. Yeah, it's a bit of a drop. Oh, and Ferret, you might want to change your, when you start playing it, you might want to change, go to settings, game. You might want to change these colors here. Like I use white for inactive and cyan for active, magenta for special, collectible. The default ones are like some kind of lime green on green, which doesn't look great. But you can play with it to whatever you're comfortable with. I reckon that was here-ish. Although the shrubbery around here is quite deep. Well, I mean, I'm not colorblind and I didn't like the defaults very much. But there's lots of color choices, so you can find something that works. The trick is to find colors that pop against the different terrain that you'll go through. Because you will go through green, yellow, grey, brown. And you want something that kind of sits on top of all of it. Yeah, blood red can work. That could be like your active colour. I wonder if that's the track. Those close calls usually indicate 250 meters or less. I should be able to see some tracks from this thing. Kinda hoping this is it. Just trotting. This is going to be very tricky. Unless we get an opening, this will be very tricky.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
$40 meters. Vagabond? I thought about the crossbow, but I figured trying to get across the open land here with a crossbow is going to be very difficult. And 40 meters is a little bit outside the range, the kill range. I mean, some people say they are effective at 40 meters, but it's a bit of a risk. Yeah, it's an eating zone. Interesting. What's a silver? Proper ammo this time. Both lungs and the liver. Right, let's go and get that. A real world video, guy, what do you mean? Not on this map, Pug, but if you go to the Russian Tiger, that has snowy areas. A lot of it. That's a beautiful map, that one. And then if you go to the savannah, you get African kind of rolling hills and grasslands and stuff. That's quite a challenging one because the grass is quite tall. The Yukon map snow comes and goes. Snow plays havoc with encoders. Started trotting. So we need to start walking. Because we're crouch walking at this speed, we're not going to catch it up if it's trotting. Wait, very old. Meh. I think we were tracking a different one. Look, I think that's the observation tower. We just stood there and looked back here. Outpost unlocked. We've got plenty of ammo, I think, apart from 30.06. Maybe get some more of that. You'd like to see me use a longbow. I take it you mean this one. The recurve bow. Which I haven't used yet. $500 for that, blimey. That's some big arrows, 700 grain. In real life, the longbow is a real old school challenge. Oh, you mean this thing? Yeah, I haven't used that. I've used that before, didn't like it much. But I've not used this one, I might try this one. Give this a whirl. Alright, so if we take the crossbow out. Ditch the bolts. I don't know what sights we can use. Doesn't actually say what sights you can use. Have a go with that bow and some water buffalo in Park Fernando. Yeah, we're running this map today. Alright, so... recurve bow. Does this not take any sights at all? It just doesn't have a sight. Oh my god, that's going to be very difficult to hit.